war to stop. I want to save lives that are being uselessly, people being killed by the millions. It's the millions. It's so much worse than the numbers that you're getting, which are fake numbers. Look, we're in for 250 billion or more because they don't ask Europe, which is a much bigger beneficiary to getting this thing done than we are. They're in for $150 billion less because Biden and you don't have the courage to ask Europe like I did with NATO. They paid billions and billions, hundreds of billions of dollars when I said, either you pay up or we're not going to protect you anymore. So that's maybe one of the reasons they don't like me as much as they like weak people. But you take a look at what's happening. We're in for 250 to 275 billion. They're into 100 to 150. They should be forced to equalize. With that being said, I want to get the war settled. I know Zelensky very well, and I know Putin very well. I have a good relationship, and they respect your president, okay? They respect me. They don't respect Biden. How would you respect him? Why? For what reason? He hasn't even made a phone call in 2 years to Putin. Hasn't spoken to anybody. They don't even try to get it. That is a war that's dying to be settled. I will get it settled before I even become president. If I win, when I'm president-elect, and what I'll do is I'll speak to one, I'll speak to the other, I'll get them together. That war would have never happened. And in fact, when I saw Putin after I left, unfortunately left because our country has gone to hell. But after I left, when I saw him building up soldiers, he did it after I left, I said, oh, he must be negotiating. It must be a good, strong point of negotiation. Well, it wasn't, because Biden had no idea how to talk to him. He had no idea how to stop it. And now you have millions of people dead, and it's only getting worse, and it could lead to World War III. Don't kid yourself, David. We're playing with World War III, and we have a president that we don't even know if he's... Where is our president? We don't even know if he's a president.
And just to clarify
they threw him out of a campaign like a dog. We don't even know. Is he our president? But we have a president,
Mr. President,
that doesn't know he's alive.
Your time is up. Just to clarify the question, do you believe it's in the U.S. best interest for Ukraine to win this war, yes or no?
I think it's the U.S. best interest to get this war finished and just get it done.
Right.
Negotiate a deal, because we have to stop all of these human lives from being destroyed.
I want to take this to Vice President Harris. I want to get your thoughts on
Trump was
support for Ukraine in this moment, but also as Commander-in-Chief, if elected, how would you deal with Vladimir Putin, and would it be any different from what we're seeing from President Biden?
Well, first of all, it's important to remind the former president you're not running against Joe Biden, you're running against me. I believe the reason that Donald Trump says that this war would be over within 24 hours is because he would just give it up. And that's not who we are as Americans. Let's understand what happened here.
No, that's not what he's saying.
I actually met with Zelensky a few days before Russia invaded.
Look how long the war, look how long this war been going on. What, 3 years now? So whether he give it up, it's been 3 years, so what you saying? The war been going on for 3 years. So it's not just to say, well, he'll just give it up. Nah. He has great negotiation skills. He has great negotiation skills.
Tried through force to change territorial boundaries, to define one of the most important international...
And all those billions of dollars that the United States has donated to this war, billions of dollars for the war. I mean, we need that war for the people. We need that war, that money for the American citizens. I mean, how many billions did y'all donate toward that war? If Trump was there, the war wouldn't have happened. It would have saved some money. They had them borders open, the southern borders, the northern border. All of those people, you know, illegal immigrants is pouring into our country, so it's a big problem. The war, the illegal immigrants, you know, all that money y'all spend on the war, I mean, we need that money ourselves. You know, y'all need to spend some of that money on these American citizens, you know. They didn't even want to give us that second stimulus, but you're going to get billions of dollars over there to people for the war. I mean, I understand helping your allies, and, you know, you help a particular company, they help you, you know, you help each other, but I'm like, wait, over billions of dollars, y'all gave away weapons and all this money, and we had homeless people on the streets that need that money.
Rules and norms, which is the importance of sovereignty and territorial integrity, And I met with President Zelensky. I shared with him American intelligence about how he could defend himself. Days later, I went to NATO's eastern flank, to Poland and Romania. And through the work that I and others did, we brought 50 countries together to support Ukraine in its righteous defense. And because of our support, because of the air defense, the ammunition, the artillery, the javelins, the Abrams tanks,
all that money that y'all donated to them, billions of dollars
independent
for
and
that
free
war.
country. If Donald Trump were president, Putin would be sitting in Kyiv right now. And understand what that would mean, because Putin's agenda is...
Now, him and Putin understand each other because him and Putin were friends. So, I mean, well, we don't know if that would have stopped the war if he would have been, president. I mean, but him and Putin was friends. So, Trump, he knows how to talk to people. He knows how to negotiate. He had great negotiating skills, like a lawyer.
Not just about Ukraine. Understand why the Europe...
Yeah, but you went over there to talk to Zelensky about the war. Days and 2 or 3 days later, they still invaded Ukraine. So they still, the war still happened. Russia still went in, and how many years the war been going on? 3 years.
European allies and our NATO allies are so thankful that you are no longer president, and that we understand the importance of the greatest military alliance the world has ever known, which is NATO, and what we have done to preserve the ability of Zelensky and the Ukrainians to fight for their independence. Otherwise, Putin would be sitting in Kyiv with his eyes on the rest of Europe, starting with Poland. And why don't you tell the 800,000 Polish Americans right here in Pennsylvania how quickly you would give up for the sake of favor and what you think is a friendship with what is known to be a dictator who would eat you for lunch.